cellular, cellular,
contract, contract,
millennium, millennium, hanger, hanger,
pros and cons, pros and cons, roar, roar,
patch, patch,
segment, segment,
stall, stall,
backfire, backfire,
downplay, downplay, touch, touch, hollow, hollow,
eco-friendly, eco-friendly,
pollination, pollination, pollinate, pollinate, pollen, pollen, seaweed, seaweed, cosmopolitan, cosmopolitan, lettuce, lettuce, rhinoceros, rhinoceros, bead, bead, attend, attend, attendant, attendant, glue, glue, snail, snail, Buddhist, Buddhist, Buddhism, Buddhism, vinegar, vinegar, falcon, falcon, bachelor, bachelor, belt, belt, lyric, lyric, eardrum, eardrum, bang, bang, wagon, wagon, crunchy, crunchy, mistress, mistress, coral, coral, workout, workout, showcase, showcase,
compress, compress,
likewise, likewise, cube, cube, runway, runway, paycheck, paycheck, rainforest, rainforest, legislation, legislation, legislate, legislate, assure, assure, reassure, reassure, seemingly, seemingly,
preschool, preschool,
cover, cover, coverage, coverage,
orient, orient,
orientation, orientation, bundle, bundle, profession, profession, utensil, utensil, fur, fur, anthropology, anthropology, crusade, crusade, crash, crash, council, council, log, log, version, version, persist, persist, persistent, persistent, clash, clash,
Cellular blankets. Cellular blankets. A cellular network. A cellular network. Cellular phone. Cellular phone. Cellular structure. Cellular structure. A cellular double bottom. A cellular double bottom. Cellular walls. Cellular walls. A contract of insurance. A contract of insurance. An express contract. An express contract. A verbal contract. A verbal contract. A written contract. A written contract. Draw up a contract. Draw up a contract. The articles of a contract. The articles of a contract. A breach of contract. A breach of contract. A contract for work. A contract for work. Be built by contract. Be built by contract. Award Tom a contract. Award Tom a contract. Contract a serious illness. Contract a serious illness. Contract a cold. Contract a cold. Contract doing something. Contract doing something. Contract an alliance with another country. Contract an alliance with another country. Contract debts. Contract debts. Contract good habits. Contract good habits. Contract a muscle. Contract a muscle. Contract one's eyebrows. Contract one's eyebrows. Contract one's mind. Contract one's mind. Wood contracts as it dries. Wood contracts as it dries. The valley contracts to a gorge. The valley contracts to a gorge. The second millennium AD. The second millennium AD. Herald a new millennium. Herald a new millennium. A hangar man. A hangar man. A hangar deck. A hangar deck. An airplane hangar. An airplane hangar. Weigh the pros and cons. Weigh the pros and cons. Debate the pros and cons. Debate the pros and cons. Consider the pros and cons. Consider the pros and cons. A deep-throated roar. A deep-throated roar. You needn't roar. You needn't roar. He roared with pain. He roared with pain. Roar with laughter. Roar with laughter. Roar out a song. Roar out a song. He roared out a command. He roared out a command. Roar oneself hoarse. Roar oneself hoarse. The roar of the waves. The roar of the waves. A roar of anger. A roar of anger. Roar for mercy. Roar for mercy. Roar with rage. Roar with rage. Some patches on a sail. Some patches on a sail. Wear a patch over the eye. Wear a patch over the eye. A patch of beans. A patch of beans. A potato patch. A potato patch. A thick patch of woodland. A thick patch of woodland.
A patch of sunlight on the floor. A patch of sunlight on the floor. Patches of blue sky. Patches of blue sky. A bald patch. A bald patch. Patch up a story. Patch up a story. A segment of an orange. A segment of an orange. The jointed segments of a bamboo stem. The jointed segments of a bamboo stem. The shaded segment of the moon. The shaded segment of the moon. A segment of a line. A segment of a line. A segment of a circle. A segment of a circle. A market stall. A market stall. A fruit and veg stall. A fruit and veg stall. A station stall. A station stall. Open a street stall. Open a street stall. Stall for time. Stall for time. Stall off an enemy. Stall off an enemy. Set a flower stall. Set a flower stall. A stalled ox. A stalled ox. The horses were stalled in a slough. The horses were stalled in a slough. The plot backfired. The plot backfired. Backfire suppressor valve. Backfire suppressor valve. The coach is downplaying the team's poor performance. The coach is downplaying the team's poor performance. Touch one stick to the wire. Touch one stick to the wire. Touch the two wires together. Touch the two wires together. Touch the wire with one stick. Touch the wire with one stick. The scene touched her. The scene touched her. It touched me to the heart. It touched me to the heart. She hardly touched her dinner. She hardly touched her dinner. No file touches this metal. No file touches this metal. Nothing will touch these stains. Nothing will touch these stains. No one can touch him for speed. No one can touch him for speed. The speedometer needle touched 80 miles. The speedometer needle touched 80 miles. Ray touched with rose. Ray touched with rose. Touch cheeks with rouge. Touch cheeks with rouge. His garden touches mine. His garden touches mine. The province touches the lake. The province touches the lake. Touch the bell. Touch the bell. Touch the keys of the piano. Touch the keys of the piano. A pamphlet touching social reforms. A pamphlet touching social reforms. He did not touch this point. He did not touch this point. The line touches the circle. The line touches the circle. He touched her on a sore spot. He touched her on a sore spot. He is a little touched. He is a little touched. The ship will shortly touch port. The ship will shortly touch port. The law can't touch him. The law can't touch him. Their hands touched. Their hands touched. The two ships touched. The two ships touched. The two countries touch. The two countries touch. This surface touch is rough. This surface touch is rough. His remarks touch on blasphemy. His remarks touch on blasphemy. He merely touched upon this question. He merely touched upon this question. Our talk did not touch on that question. Our talk did not touch on that question.
Cargo boats do not touch at this port. Cargo boats do not touch at this port. Soft to the touch. Soft to the touch. Be hard to the touch. Be hard to the touch. Feel a touch on one's arm. Feel a touch on one's arm. A bubble bursts at a touch. A bubble bursts at a touch. Finishing touches. Finishing touches. The touch of a master. The touch of a master. A characteristic touch. A characteristic touch. A touch of sarcasm. A touch of sarcasm. A touch of irony. A touch of irony. A touch of brandy. A touch of brandy. A touch of summer. A touch of summer. A touch of rheumatism. A touch of rheumatism. A touch in the brain. A touch in the brain. A touch of the sun. A touch of the sun. A near touch. A near touch. A hollow ball. A hollow ball. A hollow groan. A hollow groan. A hollow laugh. A hollow laugh. Hollow cheeks. Hollow cheeks. Hollow eyes. Hollow eyes. A hollow voice. A hollow voice. Hollow joys and pleasures. Hollow joys and pleasures. Hollow affection. Hollow affection. Hollow compliments. Hollow compliments. Hollow promises. Hollow promises. A hollow pretense. A hollow pretense. A hollow victory. A hollow victory. Hollow words. Hollow words. The hollow of the back. The hollow of the back. The hollow of the hand. The hollow of the hand. A wooded hollow. A wooded hollow. Hollow a cave. Hollow a cave. Riverbanks hollowed out by water. Riverbanks hollowed out by water. Eco-friendly products. Eco-friendly products. Eco-friendly business. Eco-friendly business. Eco-friendly car. Eco-friendly car. Cross-pollination. Cross-pollination. Self-pollination. Self-pollination. Flowers pollinated by bees. Flowers pollinated by bees. Flowers mealy with their pollen. Flowers mealy with their pollen. Pollen basket. Pollen basket. Pollen sack. Pollen sack. Gather seaweed. Gather seaweed. Flavored seaweed. Flavored seaweed. A cosmopolitan city. A cosmopolitan city. A cosmopolitan outlook. A cosmopolitan outlook. A cosmopolitan city. A cosmopolitan city. A cosmopolitan population. A cosmopolitan population. Cosmopolitan ideals. Cosmopolitan ideals. A cosmopolitan attitude. A cosmopolitan attitude. The cosmopolitan spirit. The cosmopolitan spirit. A head of lettuce. A head of lettuce. Weed out lettuce. Weed out lettuce.
Lettuce wrapped rice. Lettuce wrapped rice. Crisp lettuce. Crisp lettuce. Rhinoceros beetle. Rhinoceros beetle. Black rhinoceros. Black rhinoceros. Redhead. Redhead. Lick an abacus bead. Lick an abacus bead. A bright bead. A bright bead. A necklace of wooden beads. A necklace of wooden beads. Beads of dew. Beads of dew. Beads of sweat. Beads of sweat. Attend a ceremony. Attend a ceremony. Attend at a ceremony. Attend at a ceremony. Attend school. Attend school. Attend the office. Attend the office. Attend faithfully. Attend faithfully. I will attend you to the place. I will attend you to the place. The work was attended with much difficulty. The work was attended with much difficulty. Misery and ruin attend vice. Misery and ruin attend vice. Great success attended the attempt. Great success attended the attempt. The patient is attended by a doctor. The patient is attended by a doctor. I attend to what he says. I attend to what he says. All things are attended to. All things are attended to. Are you attending? Are you attending? Will you attend to the matter? Will you attend to the matter? She attends on a sick person. She attends on a sick person. An attending physician. An attending physician. Which doctor is attending you? Which doctor is attending you? He attended to his business. He attended to his business. He attends to his studies. He attends to his studies. I will attend to your wishes. I will attend to your wishes. I attend my health. I attend my health. Attend a trial. Attend a trial. A cloakroom attendant. A cloakroom attendant. Parking attendant. Parking attendant. Museum attendant. Museum attendant. Flight attendant. Flight attendant. Cabin attendant. Cabin attendant. An attendant nurse. An attendant nurse. Attendance at a ceremony. Attendance at a ceremony. Regular attendance. Regular attendance. Attendance circumstances. Attendance circumstances. A reading room attendant. A reading room attendant. A filling station attendant. A filling station attendant. A wedding attendant. A wedding attendant. War and its attendant horrors. War and its attendant horrors. Miseries are attendant upon vice. Miseries are attendant upon vice. The sacrifice attendant on war. The sacrifice attendant on war. Sniff glue. Sniff glue.
Instant glue. Instant glue. Glue sniffing. Glue sniffing. A tube of glue. A tube of glue. Glue up. Glue up. Glue something together. Glue something together. Make glue paste. Make glue paste. Quick drying glue. Quick drying glue. A snail shell. A snail shell. An edible snail. An edible snail. Slow as a snail. Slow as a snail. She's a Buddhist. She's a Buddhist. A Buddhist chant. A Buddhist chant. Turn Buddhist. Turn Buddhist. A devout Buddhist. A devout Buddhist. Chant a Buddhist prayer. Chant a Buddhist prayer. Have a Buddhist service. Have a Buddhist service. Deliver a Buddhist sermon. Deliver a Buddhist sermon. Preach a Buddhist sermon. Preach a Buddhist sermon. Become a Buddhist monk. Become a Buddhist monk. Become a Buddhist nun. Become a Buddhist nun. The Buddhist cross. The Buddhist cross. A Buddhist temple. A Buddhist temple. A Buddhist sanctum. A Buddhist sanctum. Propagate Buddhism. Propagate Buddhism. Embrace Buddhism. Embrace Buddhism. A corrupted form of Buddhism. A corrupted form of Buddhism. A believer in Buddhism. A believer in Buddhism. An adherent of Buddhism. An adherent of Buddhism. Be converted to Buddhism. Be converted to Buddhism. The essentials of Buddhism. The essentials of Buddhism. The introduction of Buddhism. The introduction of Buddhism. A convert to Buddhism. A convert to Buddhism. The cradle end of Buddhism. The cradle end of Buddhism. Add vinegar. Add vinegar. Put vinegar on. Put vinegar on. Vinegar fly. Vinegar fly. Full of vinegar. Full of vinegar. Aromatic vinegar. Aromatic vinegar. Pickle in vinegar. Pickle in vinegar. Sour as vinegar. Sour as vinegar. A falcon hunter. A falcon hunter. A hunting falcon. A hunting falcon. Swift as a falcon. Swift as a falcon. An eligible bachelor. An eligible bachelor. Bachelor pad. Bachelor pad. A bachelor flat. A bachelor flat. Bachelor party. Bachelor party. A bachelor's baby. A bachelor's baby. A bachelor of education degree. A bachelor of education degree. A bachelor of arts. A bachelor of arts. A bachelor of science. A bachelor of science. A leather belt. A leather belt. Belt leather. Belt leather. A driving belt. A driving belt. A forest belt. A forest belt. A mountain belt. A mountain belt. The corn belt. The corn belt. Belt on a sword. Belt on a sword.
Belt along the road. Belt along the road. Loosen one's belt. Loosen one's belt. A garden belted with trees. A garden belted with trees. Below the belt. Below the belt. A belt embraces policy. A belt embraces policy. A lyric poem. A lyric poem. A lyric poetry. A lyric poetry. A lyric poet. A lyric poet. The lyric drama. The lyric drama. A perforated eardrum. A perforated eardrum. Puncture an eardrum. Puncture an eardrum. Have one's eardrum ruptured. Have one's eardrum ruptured. She banged on the door angrily. She banged on the door angrily. Don't bang the door. Don't bang the door. Bang a drum. Bang a drum. The gun banged. The gun banged. Give a drum a bang. Give a drum a bang. The bang of a gun. The bang of a gun. He banged the money down on the counter. He banged the money down on the counter. The door swung shut with a bang. The door swung shut with a bang. A bang on the head. A bang on the head. A hand cart banged against the wall. A hand cart banged against the wall. The clock banged out 9. The clock banged out 9. Ball bang in the middle. Ball bang in the middle. A balloon suddenly went bang. A balloon suddenly went bang. Bang went my hopes of promotion. Bang went my hopes of promotion. With a bang. With a bang. The party went with a bang. The party went with a bang. He keeps banging on about his new job. He keeps banging on about his new job. I banged into a chair and hurt my leg. I banged into a chair and hurt my leg. Patrol wagon. Patrol wagon. Mammy wagon. Mammy wagon. Wagon train. Wagon train. Wagon up the hill. Wagon up the hill. A horse and wagon. A horse and wagon. A hot dog wagon. A hot dog wagon. Pull a wagon. Pull a wagon. Dirt wagon. Dirt wagon. A crunchy salad. A crunchy salad. Have a mistress. Have a mistress. Keep a mistress. Keep a mistress. Wardrobe mistress. Wardrobe mistress. The biology mistress. The biology mistress. A French mistress. A French mistress. Is the mistress at home? Is the mistress at home? The mistress of the house. The mistress of the house. A mistress of society at the period. A mistress of society at the period. She is mistress of the situation. She is mistress of the situation. The moon, the mistress of the night. The moon, the mistress of the night.
The mistress of the seas. The mistress of the seas. The mistress of the Adriatic. The mistress of the Adriatic. A cast-off mistress. A cast-off mistress. Mistress of ceremonies. Mistress of ceremonies. Coral snake. Coral snake. A coral necklace. A coral necklace. Coral ornaments. Coral ornaments. Coral beads. Coral beads. Fish for coral. Fish for coral. A coral reef. A coral reef. To work out the answer. To work out the answer. I work out regularly to keep fit. I work out regularly to keep fit. I've never been able to work her out. I've never been able to work her out. It'll work out cheaper to travel by bus. It'll work out cheaper to travel by bus. She does a 20-minute workout every morning. She does a 20-minute workout every morning. I go to the gym for a workout every day. I go to the gym for a workout every day. A showcase city. A showcase city. Dress a showcase. Dress a showcase. Compress air. Compress air. Compress a file. Compress a file. Compress one's lips. Compress one's lips. A dry compress. A dry compress. A cold compress. A cold compress. Compress cotton into bales. Compress cotton into bales. Do likewise. Do likewise. Go and do likewise. Go and do likewise. He is likewise our leader. He is likewise our leader. The cube of 4 is 64. The cube of 4 is 64. A feet cub. A feet cub. Cube a number. Cube a number. Cube a solid. Cube a solid. 5 cubed is 125. 5 cubed is 125. Cube sugar. Cube sugar. Cube potatoes. Cube potatoes. Lengthen a runway. Lengthen a runway. Appear on the catwalk. Appear on the catwalk. Appear on the runway. Appear on the runway. Overshoot a runway. Overshoot a runway. Skid off the runway. Skid off the runway. Clear a runway. Clear a runway. Bad paycheck. Bad paycheck.
A huge paycheck. A huge paycheck. A weekly paycheck. A weekly paycheck. The Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest. Tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest. Prohibitive legislation. Prohibitive legislation. Retrospective legislation. Retrospective legislation. Devise alternative legislation. Devise alternative legislation. The legislation minister. The legislation minister. The purpose of legislation. The purpose of legislation. Veto legislation. Veto legislation. Enact legislation. Enact legislation. Repeal legislation. Repeal legislation. Approve legislation. Approve legislation. Rescind legislation. Rescind legislation. Legislate against abortion. Legislate against abortion. Legislate against overtime work. Legislate against overtime work. Legislate a person into office. Legislate a person into office. I assure you. I assure you. I can assure you. I can assure you. I assure you there's no danger. I assure you there's no danger. Be assured. Be assured. Feel assured. Feel assured. He assured me of his innocence. He assured me of his innocence. This assures our success. This assures our success. Success is assured. Success is assured. Assure life insurance. Assure life insurance. Assure a safe distance. Assure a safe distance. Tom didn't assure his own shape. Tom didn't assure his own shape. Assure somebody's safety. Assure somebody's safety. Assure somebody's survival. Assure somebody's survival. Reassure oneself. Reassure oneself. His remarks reassured me. His remarks reassured me. A seemingly endless journey. A seemingly endless journey. Seemingly fragile. Seemingly fragile. A seemingly stupid question. A seemingly stupid question. For seemingly good reason. For seemingly good reason. Seemingly insoluble problems. Seemingly insoluble problems. Seemingly he is mistaken. Seemingly he is mistaken. preschool age, preschool age, preschool child, preschool child, preschool education, preschool education, air cover, air cover, cover a dish, cover a dish, cover one's eyes with a hand, cover one's eyes with a hand, cover a plant with straw, cover a plant with straw, cover a wall with paper, cover a wall with paper, a mountain covered with snow, a mountain covered with snow, be covered with mud, be covered with mud, a face covered with freckles, a face covered with freckles,
A tree covered with fruit. A tree covered with fruit. The rule covers all cases. The rule covers all cases. His studies cover a wide field. His studies cover a wide field. Choice of the end covers choice of the means. Choice of the end covers choice of the means. My fee barely covers my expenses. My fee barely covers my expenses. He will cover the loss with insurance. He will cover the loss with insurance. He covered the distance in 10 minutes. He covered the distance in 10 minutes. This car can cover 200 miles a day. This car can cover 200 miles a day. He laughed to cover his annoyance. He laughed to cover his annoyance. She covered her confusion. She covered her confusion. He covered his mistake. He covered his mistake. The reporter covered the accident. The reporter covered the accident. Pray be covered. Pray be covered. He covered himself behind a tree. He covered himself behind a tree. The cave covered them from the snow. The cave covered them from the snow. He covered me with a pistol. He covered me with a pistol. The fortress covers the territory. The fortress covers the territory. A salesman who covers the district. A salesman who covers the district. I'm covering for him while he's away. I'm covering for him while he's away. A chair cover. A chair cover. A book in paper covers. A book in paper covers. Read a book from cover to cover. Read a book from cover to cover. Run for cover. Run for cover. Get under cover. Get under cover. Take cover. Take cover. Under cover of night. Under cover of night. Under cover of friendship. Under cover of friendship. A dinner of 20 covers. A dinner of 20 covers. Covers were laid for 5. Covers were laid for 5. Cover girl. Cover girl. Cover story. Cover story. Cover charge. Cover charge. Cover the pan. Cover the pan. Accident cover. Accident cover. Media coverage. Media coverage. Give prominent coverage. Give prominent coverage. Extended coverage. Extended coverage. Action coverage. Action coverage. Live coverage of the World Cup. Live coverage of the World Cup. Give coverage. Give coverage. In-depth news coverage. In-depth news coverage. Competition and coverage. Competition and coverage. Medical coverage. Medical coverage. Receive coverage. Receive coverage. Give prominent coverage. Give prominent coverage. Front page coverage. Front page coverage. TV coverage. TV coverage. Orient a building east. Orient a building east. Lectures to Orient visitors. Lectures to Orient visitors. The Extreme Orient. The Extreme Orient. Peace in the Orient. Peace in the Orient. The Orient Sun. The Orient Sun. A pearl of finest Orient. A pearl of finest Orient. An Orient Pearl. An Orient Pearl. Profit-orientated organizations. Profit-orientated organizations. Neither of them is politically oriented. Neither of them is politically oriented.
I need some time to orient my thinking. I need some time to orient my thinking. Orient new employees. Orient new employees. Orient a building toward the south. Orient a building toward the south. Given orientation. Given orientation. A person's sexual orientation. A person's sexual orientation. Consumer orientation. Consumer orientation. Sales orientation. Sales orientation. Religious orientation. Religious orientation. Carry a bundle on one's back. Carry a bundle on one's back. A bundle of rags. A bundle of rags. A bunch of flowers. A bunch of flowers. A bundle of bills. A bundle of bills. A bundle of letters. A bundle of letters. A bundle of follies. A bundle of follies. Bundle clothes into a drawer. Bundle clothes into a drawer. We bundled everything up. We bundled everything up. Bundle oneself up. Bundle oneself up. They bundled him off to the hospital. They bundled him off to the hospital. They bundled off in anger. They bundled off in anger. The medical profession. The medical profession. Legal profession. Legal profession. A profession of faith. A profession of faith. Make one's profession. Make one's profession. Cooking utensils. Cooking utensils. A farming tool. A farming tool. A farming utensil. A farming utensil. Utensils of war. Utensils of war. Writing utensils. Writing utensils. The fur trade. The fur trade. A fur coat. A fur coat. A fur farm. A fur farm. A fox fur. A fox fur. Fur-lined gloves. Fur-lined gloves. Elegant ladies in furs. Elegant ladies in furs. Clean fur. Clean fur. Fur forms. Fur forms. Urban anthropology. Urban anthropology. Physical anthropology. Physical anthropology. An anthropology department. An anthropology department. A moral crusade. A moral crusade. Thou a crusade. Thou a crusade. Join a crusade. Join a crusade. Go on a crusade. Go on a crusade. A crusade against alcohol. A crusade against alcohol. Launch a crusade. Launch a crusade. Conduct a crusade. Conduct a crusade. Embark on a crusade. Embark on a crusade. Crusade against smoking. Crusade against smoking. A crusade against tuberculosis. A crusade against tuberculosis. To lead a crusade against crime. To lead a crusade against crime. Be killed in a car crash. Be killed in a car crash. A head-on crash. A head-on crash. Fall with a crash. Fall with a crash.
A crash of thunder. A crash of thunder. A sweeping crash. A sweeping crash. Stock market crash. Stock market crash. The truck crashed into a wall. The truck crashed into a wall. The plane crashed while landing. The plane crashed while landing. A crashing sound. A crashing sound. The dishes crashed to floor. The dishes crashed to floor. Crash the door open. Crash the door open. A crash diet. A crash diet. A crash course in Russian. A crash course in Russian. A city council. A city council. A municipal council. A municipal council. The university student council. The university student council. A family council. A family council. Council tax. Council tax. Council house. Council house. Be summoned to council. Be summoned to council. Take counsel of a person. Take counsel of a person. Take a person into council. Take a person into council. The teacher's council. The teacher's council. British council. British council. An executive council. An executive council. A legislative council. A legislative council. An education reform council. An education reform council. The Seoul Metropolitan Council. The Seoul Metropolitan Council. Logs for the fire. Logs for the fire. Easy as rolling off a log. Easy as rolling off a log. Saw a log. Saw a log. Ship's log. Ship's log. The captain keeps a log. The captain keeps a log. The police log all phone calls. The police log all phone calls. The pilot has logged 1,000 hours in the air. The pilot has logged 1,000 hours in the air. Be like a log. Be like a log. Sleep like a log. Sleep like a log. Heave the log. Heave the log. Sail by the log. Sail by the log. The ship logs 10 knots. The ship logs 10 knots. The original version of the software. The original version of the software. The dramatic version of a novel. The dramatic version of a novel. Anti-version of the uterus. Anti-version of the uterus. Retro version of the uterus. Retro version of the uterus. A stage version of a novel. A stage version of a novel. The film version of War and Peace. The film version of War and Peace. An oral version. An oral version. Stubbornly persist. Stubbornly persist.
Persist in one's project. Persist in one's project. He persisted that his son was innocent. He persisted that his son was innocent. The tendency still persists. The tendency still persists. Persistent rain. Persistent rain. A persistent offender. A persistent offender. A persistent salesman. A persistent salesman. Persistent rumors. Persistent rumors. Persistent pain. Persistent pain. Persistent noise. Persistent noise. An emotional clash. An emotional clash. The clash of steel. The clash of steel. Avoid an armed clash. Avoid an armed clash. The armies clashed on the wide plain. The armies clashed on the wide plain. Clash of civilizations. Clash of civilizations. On Monday the two meetings clash. On Monday the two meetings clash. A clash in the timetable. A clash in the timetable. Principles often clash with interests. Principles often clash with interests. Those colors clash with her dress. Those colors clash with her dress. The wallpaper and the carpet clash. The wallpaper and the carpet clash. The dishes clashed in the kitchen. The dishes clashed in the kitchen. He clashed the glass against the stone. He clashed the glass against the stone. The clash of bells. The clash of bells. A personality clash with the boss. A personality clash with the boss. The clash of arguments. The clash of arguments. The clash of parties. The clash of parties. Border clashes. Border clashes. The clash of opinions. The clash of opinions.